Assalamu alaikum. In this next video, I wanted to talk about how um, memorization usually works, right? So, depending on the system that you're following, it could vary. So, like, for example, I studied in a more traditional Indian Pakistani Islamic school, so I followed that approach. Typically, there won't be too much variation from this. So the way it works is you have your new lesson, right? So these are the new ayahs that you're memorizing that day. Then you have your recent lessons, and for example, if you're in the Indo-Pak system, then it's called Sabki or Sabakbara or something like that. Um, so that will be like the juz you're on. So for example, imagine you memorized two juz, or you memorized the 30th juz, the 29th juz, and you're on the 28th juz. So, and you're on the middle of the 28th juz. So whatever you know of the 28th, that will be your recent lessons, okay? This is something you have to do daily because it's so fresh, you will forget it. Old revision. In the example that I gave you, 29 and 30 will be my old revision, right? These are juz that I already memorized. Typically, what you want to do is try your best to review everything you've memorized on a weekly basis. So if you know five juz, you read a juz a day. If you know 10 juz, you're reading two juz a day, right? So do your best to review everything you've memorized on a weekly basis. And also remember, if your revision is good, memorizing Quran will be so easy for you. When your revision is bad, it's so depressing and it becomes really demoralizing and difficult. So do not let your revision get away from you. And if it starts getting shaky, stop memorizing ahead and get that strong. Okay. Um, Another thing about recent lessons, one way you can help yourself or help someone is when your children come home, have them review. Like once they memorize their new lesson, right? Your teacher gives you your child five new lines. Okay, now they memorize that. Now ask them, read to me, like review and read to me your most recent last three lessons. Okay, so if they memorized five ayahs the day before, if they memorized five ayahs the day before that, if they memorized five ayahs the day before that, so that means 15 ayahs they will read to you. If they do that, it will be so much easier for them because you're giving them extra practice where they really need. And don't make it too difficult. Even if they don't know it perfectly, let them go. And again, this is a long term battle. So don't it doesn't have to be perfect, right? So you let go, let some mistakes go, right? Like think about the ultimate goal is to keep them motivated, right? So if you're too stringent, then they will be demoralized and they will not want to do it. So you lost. So sometimes you have to let mistakes go. Sometimes you have to let bad attitude go. You really have to make a judgment call and decide, what's the ultimate, what's the best decision to win the war, right? Perhaps, again, you might have to lose some battles. Um, yeah. So again, review that recent lesson with them, the most recent last three lessons every day, and inshallah, their memorization will go so well because they won't be worried about forgetting or getting weak on their recent lessons. I hope that's helpful, inshallah.